Guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for choosing Snook Family Studios today. I've got something a little different for you today. So I have a Nintendo Switch, the standard version that has the, I think it's like the 9-point-something inch screen with the Joy-Cons that you can take off of the sides. Now, unfortunately, I know everybody knows this and everybody has seen this. The Joy-Cons have this thing that is being dubbed Joy-Con Drift, which has caused, I think, 3 lawsuits now. And due to COVID, you cannot get them replaced because the Japanese will not let anything go into their shops until this COVID mess is over. So I found a place where you can buy the Joy-Con controller parts themselves. You can get either a kit, which will come with multiple rubber tips for your Joy-Cons, multiple Joy-Con tips, because I have a total of 6 Joy-Cons, 3 lefts, 3 rights, or you can get a 2-piece Joy-Con kit, which comes with 2 Joy-Cons, all the screws and rubber tips are in here. So I have a total of 6 Joy-Con controller replacements, and we're going to replace all 6 of these. I'm going to do 1 left and 1 right to start. I do have another camera right here, which you can see this wonderful tripod sitting next to me in the shot. That camera is going to be recording from above, which you can see. Hi. And that is what we're going to do. What we're going to do when we start replacing these, we're going to flip. This camera angle is going to go down at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. This camera angle is going to take over, and we're going to go through all the details. Switch Joy-Con replacements. I have 2 blues, 3 grays, and a red. The red and blue go together, a blue and gray go together, and then a gray and gray go together. One of these, I accidentally popped one of these panels out on and then forcibly jammed it back in there. So I know for a fact that one of these is kind of a little screwy to begin with, but hell, it'll still work, so we're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and replace the red and blue first. That way we have a different aspect to look at. I do have little extra stickies I can stick on it after I'm done if I want to. Extra screws in case you lose the ones that come with it. The big kit that I ordered did not come with extra screws. It actually only has the Joy-Con pieces. I will have links below for all of these. All of these Joy-Cons have been tested, and all of them drift except for one of them, which is still mostly good. But you'll notice, I'm holding this up to the camera above, that the rubbers have slowly started to come off of these, and these rubbers are extremely hard to put back on. So since they're either drifting or bad, I'm just going to replace them all, solve it, so in the future we've got something good to go with. So what you're going to need, your Joy-Cons of course, replacement Joy-Con sticks. They should all be the exact same. The leads on them, there's just a small lead that goes down here like this, and you'll need that. You'll need a Phillips screwdriver, which is a 1.5 times 25 millimeter, and then you will need a this is a standard screwdriver for Nintendo. It kind of looks like the Mercedes symbol. I'm not sure what the actual name of it is, but this is a 1.5 times 25 millimeter. If you buy a kit, these usually come with it. However, if you decide to go to Home Depot and just go the cheap way and get one of these kits that comes with the screws, the Joy-Cons, joysticks, but nothing else, you can get those at your local Home Depot, or you can get the kits. I will have the links for both kits, the 2-piece and the 4-piece, down below in the description, so in case you decide to buy it, grab it. It will be through Amazon. Alright guys, so now we're going to connect our new Switch controllers to the Switch. Well, technically they're not new, but we're going to be doing it. So left and right are pressed. There's the left. And there it's connected. It shows on the screen a blue and red. We're going to hit OK for ready. Now we're going to back out and we're going to go to settings. And we're going to go to controllers and sensors. Control vibration, pro wired controller, update controllers, calibrate control sticks. Okay, so now we're going to press down on the control stick that we want to calibrate. Notice it's dead center. I'm not touching it, nothing. Now watch. I move it a little. It's instant. Instant movement, but it's dead center. So now that's those, okay? And we're going to back out. We're going to now do the right stick. Same thing. Dead center. It's not going anywhere. So now we're going to back out, back out, back out. Okay. So those ones are golden. That's awesome. I love that. So now we're going to bring up two of the other controllers just so we can show you exactly how bad some of these are before we finish the replacement process. Okay, see that? I'm not touching it. Left, right. See, I only press it. It's sticking. Now it won't let me go back up. See how it's sticking? So watch. I'll press down. I only pressed down once. I only pressed up once. So now let's go to system settings. Go. Okay. So now we're going to go down here. Controllers. And sensors. Whoa! Oh. Up a little. There we go. Okay. Controller stick. I'm going to click the left one. I'm going to let go. I'm going to go left. See, there it goes. It's drifting. That is Joycon drift. Push down. Let go. See how slowly it goes back and then it goes all the way up to the top. I'm not touching it, guys. That is what everybody's mad about. See? I shake it and it starts to do the same thing. Okay? That is what everybody's mad about. So I'm going to back out. I'm going to do it to the right one now. Right one's drifting down. Not touching it. I'm going to flick it up real quick and let go. Give a little shake. See that? Joycon drift. Standard Joycon drift, guys. That's why you buy these and replace them. Yeah. I can't tell you how much better off we are with the new ones. Come on, left. Yeah. All right, guys. So we are going to replace the Joycon control sticks, these bad boys right here, in 4 of our Nintendo Switch controllers now. This is what it looks like before it's been replaced. This is the replacement controllers, and this is what it looks like after it's been replaced. Now, don't worry, I know that white stick sticks out a little. They also send you extra rubber pads to stick on it, so it matches what you have, either black, blue, or red. So, if you hear some beeping in the background, it's because I have my Nintendo Switch actually turned on, which it probably is not a good idea. So I've already done these two right here. I've shown on camera that the other ones right here do drift, and it's rather nuts how bad the drift is. One, you couldn't even get it to stay down or up. It was just zoom, zoom all over the place. So these are good to go. I am going to put my Nintendo Switch into sleep mode, which should, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I gotta press and hold the home button. Put in sleep mode. Okay, that is good. So those ones will be the only ones that turn it back on. So now we're going to do 2 lefts and 2 rights and show you how to do this. It's pretty easy, guys. I mean, there's not that much to it. Need your screwdrivers, replacement parts. Don't lose the screws. Have a safe place to stick them, and extras if you can. Some of the kits do have extras. So now we need the back screws are the what I call Mercedes screws, or the 3-point screws. I'm going to separate those. We have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you want to separate it right here at the bottom, and this black piece is connected to the bottom, so when you pull the bottom off, make sure you're pulling up on this thing too, not just trying to separate this from that, because that is connected, and if you do that you will cause damage to your Nintendo Switch, and we don't want to do that. Sometimes it sticks around the top edge here and it does have clicks. There we go. So now that's disconnected and opened up. On the left or minus controller, you need to take off the battery to get to the screws to remove the battery tray. On the plus controller, you do not need to remove the battery or disconnect any of the wires besides the Joy-Con wire itself. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to pick up the battery a little, pop it open, out of the way, there we go. Let it just hang there. There's 3 screws to get it out. 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. If you undo the other 2, it just loosens a green board down there, but it doesn't do you any good. And that is where you put the Mercedes screwdriver down, and you get the small Phillips. These screws are silver. They do not need to be black, so these will be easy to differentiate from the black screws you just took out of the back. So there's that, all done. Now we're going to very gently lift off that. Now, if you want, you can just let that hang. That's one less thing you disconnect. However, you will have to work around it. This ribbon right here, you can try and work around it. However, the bending that you're going to cause isn't worth it. You will damage it on most tenses, so you want to grab that little plastic piece right there and flip it up. Get some tweezers, plastic tipped if you have them. If not, metal ones wrapped in a little bit of duct tape will work. And pull that bad boy out of there. A little harder with too much duct tape around it, but you can still get it out. Same thing for this one. If you don't want to pull that one out, just leave it in. You just got to work around it, no biggie. So now we need to pop up this one right here. And that will allow us to pull out the wire for the Joy-Con. And like I said, just work around that other wire. You should be able to, there, let's move it over here so it's not on that one. I'm just going to grab it and pull it out. Got to take different angles to get it, but you can get it for sure as long as you loosened it. Okay, now that's out. Now we need our Phillips screwdriver again. We're going to take out this bad boy right here on the bottom. I'm going to take out this one here on the left, go under the wire to get to it. Okay, now we can pop the joystick out. Make sure that the little frame here, you'll see, I stick my finger right there. See how that comes up? There's a break in it right here on the right side. That allows you to get that through there because this is bigger than that opening. So we're going to stick it over there with the bad ones. Set this down for half a second here. Grab one of our new ones. Alright. So now, I'm going to put this back in our hand. We're going to put this back through. Make sure you do it the correct way. Your cable should be pointing down and to the right, or just straight down, but be on the right side. And just push it through that little plastic clip opening. Now again, you gotta be careful of that ribbon cable. You do not want to compress that ribbon cable in there between the plastics. So be careful when putting that wire in. Okay, now we got it in. We're gonna go ahead and secure our Joycon stick in its proper placement. Ah! Come back here, screw. Get that bad boy in there. Alright. Now, we just got to reconnect the wires, which is not that hard. Pull this one out of our way. And we're going to grab it here, pull it back at an angle. Now, if you have the tweezers with the L angle to them, those really help in this, but it's possible to do with straight ones. See, just gotta get in there, line it up, push it in, do a little wiggle on both sides, a little push the clamp down. That one's done. And I just lost again. This is the third one this has happened to me on, so I'm getting used to it now. However, it's a little bit frustrating. But the L button came off. Just align the spring at a downward angle, compress it. Or if you really want to just be fancy, align it first like this. Use a screwdriver to compress the spring. Slide it into place. And then put the spring where it belongs. There we go. It's in proper placement. Now we gotta get this one back where it belongs. Right there. Put the plastic thing down. Okay, now we can put it back together. This flips over this way. It gets put in proper placement, alignment. This is what keeps that L button in. So make sure that on the top you have a nice tight fit along there. Then before we put the battery back in place, we're going to put these screws in. So this is properly held in where it's supposed to be. I like this one right here going in first because that secures the whole thing. It really won't be loose, but then it gives me a little more freedom to grab these screws and get them aligned the way they need to be, so I can get them in there and proper placement. Get this one over here in the far corner. Dadgummit, get. There we go. Get it in there and screw it in. Okay, again, I always try to tell everybody, if you notice, see this wire right here coming out of the battery? There's a little cavity right here. See, it's a hard ridge, then it drops. That's where that battery cable goes through. If you don't put the battery cable through there, when you put the controller back together, it will pinch those wires, could cause a short, and then you have a bad Joy-Con. So now we get everything lined back up, put the bottom back on, and if it doesn't snap in place right away, that means you have a wire here on the bottom half that's misplaced and need to go back in and neatly stick it in where it belongs. And now we're going to grab these other screws, grab our Mercedes screwdriver, get it screwed down. You can do it either way. You can put it one at a time if you feel comfortable and steady enough. Put them all in place and then screw them all in one at a time. I mean, that's completely up to you. I've lost these screws before, and earlier when I was doing another Joy-Con, I misplaced. Well, I didn't misplace it. I was trying to get one in, dropped it, knocked it on the carpet, and I spent a couple minutes looking for it. So I even had to pull out a flashlight. So just make sure you put these in a safe place. You're working in an environment that's clean, so if you do happen to drop one, you can find it easily. Or make sure, if you're going to do that, you order a kit that has extra screws like the small one did. And now that one's done, as you can tell by the white controller. Now we're going to do the other plus side. This time I'm going to do this as efficiently as possible. Plus side should be really quick and simple. You still have to remove the battery tray, but you don't have to disconnect any wire except for the controller, the joystick part of the Joy-Con itself. Wow, I'm really grossed out considering that there's a bunch of dirt coming up out of the screw holes from my wonderful children. Yeah, so I'll just not comment about that. And I'm going to pop this bad boy open. Open up. There we go there. Don't remove the battery. Remove these 3 screws right here. 1, 2, and this one down here in the corner in the opposite, same place it was on the other one, just mirrored. 3. Now, there is a small connecting ribbon connected to this battery box as well as the battery ribbon itself. You do not have to disconnect that wire. However, it may be beneficial to disconnect the battery from the tray, just because the 2 wires held together will make it almost impossible to get this tray out without it being a pain in the butt. So now we're just going to pop that other end out. Angle it out of our way. Now this one's actually easier once you get to the Joy-Con part itself. Get under here, pop the ribbon out, pop the Joy-Con out itself, and we just pop it through. And if you have to, realign it. It has to go underneath this black piece of plastic here. So sometimes you may have to, come on, get in there. There we go. Okay, it's back under there. Old Joy-Con's there. Gonna unzip a new one, or unpackage a new one. Unzip. I guess unzip would work considering they're in little Ziploc baggies. Alright, so pick up our giant dangling mess, and there is nothing on here weighted enough to where it's going to impact it hanging, so feel free to let it hang. It's not going to do any damage. So now we're going to get this Joy-Con through the seal, properly placed. If you want to, you can use it to get the cable in there without having to pull out your tweezers or anything else. Get it in there and lock it down before you push it through the seal, and that actually makes it a little easier to finish the process. So we're going to do it that way. We're going to get that cable in there and just wiggle it a little if we have to. We can use tweezers. Okay, there we go. It's all the way in. Gonna seal it in place, or lock it in place, whatever you want to call it. Push the Joy-Con head through the seal. Get it lined up. Oh, wait a second. Okay, the seal's in place correctly. Joy-Con's in place. One little screw goes there. Another little screw goes here. I think that's proper placement. Looks like it's good. Okay, so now, dadgummit, I did it again. Okay, so now we're going to put the L button back in place because I've knocked it out again. That's quick and easy. And we're going to get this bad boy aligned on top to hold it in place. Make sure that this wire right here is not in your way, so it gets fully seated. And if you want help holding it in, put that wire right there. Walk it around the corner, right there. And then this little piece goes right here on the edge. It should fit nice and neat. That wire should be underneath the edge of the plastic. And that'll actually help hold that in place so you can get the other screws stuck on it and secured. And then you can put the battery back where it belongs in that little tray. Actually, let's go ahead and do that now because it's not going to be in our way while we put screws in. Come on. Ah. Okay, one more. Okay, so now everything's in place. That wire's tucked, battery's down. We're just going to do the exact same thing we did last time. Align everything the way it's supposed to. Right there. On this one, you have to put the top in first, and then the bottom just snaps in place. Then we put our Mercedes screws in, or tri-point. I don't know what they're actually called, but I'm going to call them Mercedes screws because that's what the screwdriver looks like. Ah, that's a bad juju right there. I just picked up the baggie with extra screws and flung my last screw that I need to secure onto the table. So we'll put the extras back. Put the final one where it belongs. And there is 2 more done. And we're all set, guys. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope it was instructive. Remember, if you need to order parts, Amazon seems to have a wide selection. Wish might have a selection too, but if you're ordering through Wish, it might take a lot longer to get here than what you're hoping to get. Amazon usually has the parts on hand. It can have it to you within 2 days, so finding replacement parts on there is actually pretty cool. 5 out of 6, we're golden, guys. I just got to find a replacement for that one. I already have 2 Pro controllers, so I'm not worried about not being able to have 4 people on there. But it would be nice to have an extra set just in case I need it. Plus, the kids will sometimes use these Pro controllers on their Switch lights, which if you didn't know you could do that, now you do. You can connect the Joycons themselves to it as well. All sorts of fun stuff, guys. So anyway, thanks for choosing Slick Family Studios. Thanks for watching the video. Hope I helped you guys. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're looking forward to more videos like this or any other range of videos we decide to do on this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and you'll get a notification next time we put one out. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it away, Cosmo.